up, y'all? How y'all doing? Oh, sorry. Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? If your name is Shannon Sharp, baby, this is just all together sad. What am I talking about? Shannon Sharp is facing his third accuser. She has literally come out with a story about how he did the same thing to her that he did to the little young girl. This woman was more age appropriate. She was 20 years younger than him. Oddly enough, her name is also Michelle. You guys, this is getting bad. On top of that, the streets have pulled up receipts about how Shannon is the architect of his own demise. Do you know that Shannon was the first person to actually put Tony Busby on? Do you know that Shannon is responsible for Tony Busby's career? Tony Busby is the person that is suing him. Do you know why that is? Well, I'll tell you why. Because apparently, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to fix this. Apparently, when it comes to these NFL guys and the sports guys, they're really, really grimy. They're always trying to take somebody down. This is karma for your ass, and we're going to get into it. Apparently, Deshaun Watson, I believe is his name, he was sued by 25 women. This was literally the case that kicked off Tony Busby's career about going after sports players. Shannon Sharp not only was supporting Tony Busby, put Tony Busby on, made him seem super, super credible, but now Tony Busby has come back and suing. That's some karma for you. Now, listen, I don't know what happened with the Deshaun Watson case. I don't really pay attention to sports that much. He might have been guilty, but Shannon Sharp was trying to make sure this Deshaun never saw the light of day. All right, let's get into this. Where y'all want to start out first? First, let's talk about this new woman that is suing Shannon Sharp. And all I got to say about this is, lol, because this is her picture right here. And let me just say this. Shannon Sharp clearly has a type. She looks like she could be the mom of the teenage accusers. Look at her. Do they not look like they're related? He clearly has a type. Now, to this young lady, we're going to get into her story. But if they ever dated at any point, all I want to say is, so you was spitting in his face and calling him a ninja? Again, this is the saddest sight on land to see is a poor ninja saying, woe is me. Y'all, I was talking to my friend today, because let me actually be fair, right? A lot of y'all think I'm being too hard on Shannon Sharp, and I do not care. But my one friend brought up a very, very important point. They said Shannon needs therapy. They said that when you saw the girl, you thought she was going to look a different way. The fact that she is very 19-year-old average looking, people said that they think that Shannon, that girl, looks like some girl in backwater wherever Shannon grew up who used to tease him or didn't like him or didn't want him or anything like that, right? They're saying that he has this fetish for humiliating and degrading himself, and he keeps picking girls that look like that girl in, I don't know, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, that never wanted him, that called him ugly, that did this and that. So in that's why he keeps going for girls that look alike. There's something there. He needs therapy. The self-hate is there. Now, here's the thing. I'm not cutting Shannon. Okay, ninja, the prison got therapy. Seriously, you got enough money. Instead of paying it for hookers and escorts, go work through your issues, but you didn't want to work through your issues. On top of that, she turned him out because she was talking super, super freaky with him and doing super, super freaky stuff. She was willing to go the distance. But they also said that in those recordings, if you hear all of them, Shannon sounds super, super thirsty. I still doubt that a 19-year-old has you wrapped around the finger, but they are saying that Shannon was super, super, super thirsty for this girl. She turned Shannon's butt out. Listen, she turned Shannon's butt out. So where do we start? Let's start with the girl that's actually suing Shannon, Mr. Sharp. Let's start with the girl, the person that's actually suing Shannon. I was busy Googling recipes, if y'all was wondering where I was. The new woman, the woman that is suing Shannon. Okay. Where did she say? I highlighted some stuff. here we go. No, that's not it either. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Oh, here we go. So she gave an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun. Exclusive interview. Let's go through this article, will you? Because there's a lot in here. So just stick through it, okay? Okay. He's accused of raping a third woman and even threatening to ruin this woman's life in a separate lawsuit. The U.S. Senate has obtained a copy of the ongoing lawsuit filed by Shannon's former girlfriend, Michelle Bundy Evans. Let me just say something. He is a creature of habit. He likes girls that look the same way. He likes girls that look like girls. He likes people that look like their moms. And he, for some reason, has this weird fixation on the name Michelle. Maybe he thinks that's a sexy name. Anyway, who accused Shannon of sexually assaulting her. Now, okay, in the lawsuit against Shannon, which was filed, what was just filed, she made a slew of frightening claims against Shannon about an alleged incident. She took out a restraining order against Shannon, which she would later drop, a decision she elaborated on in a conversation with the U.S. Senate. Okay, so listen, take this with a grain of salt. This might be a money grab too, but you got to listen, all right? In the lawsuit, she said she and Shannon had dated for nearly 10 years when they got into an argument over her claims he had cheated on her. Isn't it interesting that what brought about this shit with Jane Doe is that she said that Shannon had cheated on her, the 19-year-old, with that girl Michelle from IG Live, but we don't know who that Michelle is. This is a different Michelle that said they also got into a heated argument because Shannon had cheated on her. Now, two things I want to ask. Shannon, you poor sap. How the hell did a SMEX worker that you were paying $25K to kiss each cheek, can you tell me how she got mad at you and broke up with you because you were cheating on her? You do not, like, what? You were turning tricks on your own girlfriend? You had a girlfriend that was a SMEX worker, or after you cheated, she refused to take your money? Baby, you down bad. I don't know what type of power and control that is. Anyway, during the argument, this new victim alleged that Shannon proceeded to forcefully subdue me, compelling me to my knees, and subsequently engaging in non-consensual sloppy toppy. Again, this lawsuit was filed even before the Jane Doe. Now, you know my skeptical mind, and you know my mind with Tony Busby after he led us all astray with that Jay-Z stuff. I was like, wait a second. Hold on now. Because this was actually filed before Jane Doe's lawsuit, but it didn't get that much attention. And Jane Doe was saying she did the same thing. Now, there is a chance that they researched any lawsuits that Shannon Sharp had. And then they made sure they did like a copy and paste, the way you plagiarizing on your college like anthropology essay 2 hours before it's due. Let me take out we and put the, let me put the and put there. Okay, that's not plagiarism. They could have plagiarized. Or this could be building a very, very disturbing look at who Shannon is. She said, despite my protests, he persisted in this violation. Consumed by fear and the perplexing nature of his actions, I harbored a deep-seated apprehension that resistance would precipitate further detrimental outcomes. Is this the way they go? So basically, she said she was too scared because she thought that if she said no to the sloppy toppy that he was forcing on her, he would do worse things. Now and again, they could all be lying. Or Shannon has this thing where he likes rough stuff. He likes being a buck broken. He likes hopping in with his slave cosplay. Mr. Daisy, Kamasa said, I shouldn't be in the room anymore, right? He likes all that stuff. But at the same time, he gets off on cheating on these women. And then when he cheats on them, I don't know how you cheat on somebody you was paying to sleep with you. Okay. But he cheats on these women. And then he comes in and forces himself on them. It's like this weird thing. Again, maybe Shannon do need therapy, but oh well. There's more. They said thereafter, Shannon's coercion escalated as he maneuvered me onto the bed and achieved non-consensual, the JJ, Penere, all right? All the while proclaiming his intent to make it so no other man would want me. Ew, I'm making this real time. Shannon is gross. He is gross. Who sits there and forces this and then whatever and says, I'm going to make it so no other man will want me? I was bereft of understanding as to his meaning. Shut up. You know exactly what he meant. Yet acutely aware that my voice dissent had been wantonly discarded. So apparently when women are yelling, no, 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 Shannon seems to get off on that. I will say this, his lawyer last night, I did a video about it. If you didn't say it, I'm about to tell you. Shannon's lawyer last night went on Don Lemon and completely destroyed Shannon's case. He pretty much admitted that one, they had offered this girl more than 10 million. They had offered her up to 20 million. And for whatever reason, it fell through. Now, some of y'all in the comments, Keisha, you must not be a sophisticated thinker. He offered her that money because sometimes it's cheaper to settle. First of all, watch your mouth. Second of all, y'all been watching too much Law and Order. Shannon Sharp does not have Diddy money. He got money, but he don't got Diddy money. And truth be told, Diddy don't even got Diddy money right now, but he don't got Diddy money, right? So when you look at what's going on, it really is to the point of, and just hear me out on this, it really is to the point of, in my opinion, you can settle because it's a nuisance lawsuit. You just want it to go away. But when you are giving up 60, maybe 70% of your net worth, and you're bringing it public, so it's jeopardizing that $100,000 podcast deal that you really, really want. For those of y'all that don't believe me, Shannon Sharp bragged about the Cat Williams interview, saying he made more money on that Cat Williams interview than he ever did in his entire career at the NFL. Shannon got money, but he don't got the type of money that you can just give away 20 million to someone that is lying on you. You see what I'm saying? $20 million when you're not even worth 30 million. I get it. Rich people settle, but they settle for a price that is insignificant to them. If you're a billionaire, giving someone 20 million, that's insignificant. If you're only worth 30 million, are you giving somebody 2/3 of how much you're worth just for them to lie on you and said you raped them when you know you didn't and they don't have any proof? Nah. The fact that he was doing this as settlement, it lets me know that you really thought. I also do want to say that Shannon Sharp literally revived Tony Busby's career. Prior to that, I thought he was a charlatan after what he pulled with Jay-Z. And the fact that he came back harder, it's like, yeah. But we'll talk about the way that Tony Busby and Shannon Sharp go way, way back. And that Shannon Sharp was one of the earliest people that actually gave Tony Busby credibility, if you will. All right, let's get back into this, right? Get this. So the girl, he raped her, made her give sloppy toppy, then raped her, then said he's going to make it so no other man will want you. She said after the alleged incident, he threatened her with ruin if she disclosed what allegedly happened. She said in the aftermath of these heinous acts, right, Shannon's whole demeanor became much more menacing. He threw threats of ruin, declaring that any attempt on my part to disclose his transgressions would be met with a comprehensive campaign to use everyone I know. He said he was going to use everyone he knew to destroy her. They said, given Shannon's extensive acquaintances, the gravity of the threat loomed large, and it made her fear grow bigger. She said, in response to his unrelenting harassment, which persisted even during my hours of employment, I sought and obtained a judicial relief in the form of a restraining order. Now, she filed a restraining order against Shannon, who was a TV analyst for CBS Sports at that time. The restraining order petition alleged he repeatedly called and threatened her life, placed her under surveillance, and called to say he was watching her. Anyway, y'all know that Shannon resigned after that he resigned. So see, he did the same thing also. So This is Shannon's first rodeo. Just like he did with this 19-year-old accuser, with this other girl that looks like the 19-year-old's mother. He also said back then, I've decided to step aside from the NFL today until the matter is resolved. Okay. He was an NFL player at the time it happens. Yeah. And her lawsuit, she's also suing Club Shay Shay for defamation. No, okay, so Shannon owns Club Shay Shay. She accused Shannon of bringing up their legal entanglements at various times on TV and other public broadcasts, which she said caused her harm and damage to her reputation. Listen, get this. She did end up dropping the restraining order, but she also gave an exclusive interview and she said why. She said, after I filed my restraining order, I was sitting in my apartment with my daughter. I had a basement floor apartment with a door leading out to the sidewalk. So I was right there, vulnerable, and somebody came up to my door and said, shut the F up, you effing B. And I ran and I dropped it then because I had a child at home with me at the time. And having someone coming to my door with her, there, no. Okay, let me just call a cap on that. You a single mom living alone in a duplex that somebody can get straight to off the street, and somebody comes to you and says, you better shut your mouth, you effing B. And you think it's coming from Shannon, so you drop the restraining order? Why would you do that? That don't make any sense. I would actually lean into the restraining order if I was her. That actually doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway, she goes on to say, I want people to understand that what Shannon did to me by Oh, no. So now she's speaking on Shannon and the new girl. He said, I want people to understand what Shannon did to that 19-year-old by doxing her, by putting out her name, by putting out her OnlyFans account. That was horrifying because things are going to happen to her because of that. Again, I get what she's saying, but the OnlyFans account, I think that girl was looking for customers. I think she's probably having the best month of her life. Not saying you know what I'm saying, as far as the OnlyFans money coming in. She also referred to Shannon publicizing the name of his accuser after she filed her lawsuit anonymously as Jane Doe. She said, I still get it to this day, and I went through a lot of things, as you can see in the complaint. She claimed she married another man after she broke up with Shannon. She said she was arrested and incarcerated for a 2017 domestic incident involving her husband, who she claimed was abusive. I mean, that's no surprise. I mean, at the end of the day, people that are in abusive relationships, it takes a while to heal. And most likely, if you're in an abusive relationship, there's always a way out, but the next person is going to be low-key abusive too, just not as bad as the last one. And then the next one. And finally, when you're on your second or third person, they're a normal person with healthy function. But anyway, she said Shannon submitted 2 sworn affidavits to the court that were riddled with falsities in an attempt to exasperate the severity of my judicial sentencing. She's seeking $4 million in damages. Anyway, Shannon goes on to say Michelle Evans' claims are ridiculous and completely without merit. She could not find a lawyer to take her case. If you read her complaint, you'll see it's filled with nonsense. Shannon has had no contact with her for many years, and we understand that she is still on probation and serving three years in prison. Oh, wait, sorry. After serving 3 years in prison. I was like, wait, what? Okay, but what'd she go to prison for? I mean, was it robbery? Was it like, what was it going for? Anyway, what y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this? Again, Busby is widely known for representing over 20 plaintiffs who accused NFL quarterback Deshaun Watson of SA in 2021. And interestingly enough, you know, I pulled up receipts. Shannon Sharp was the one behind all that. Let's get into this, right? Shannon was actually behind this. In 2002, this is directly from Apex Jones 22 on Twitter. In 2022, Shannon Sharp hit, well, SHI, you know, on Deshaun Watson for apologizing over a situation. He literally said, he's not sorry. Now the same lawyer who put Deshaun through hell is threatening to make Huckleberry Shay Shay walk a mile in Deshaun's shoes. Karma is a cold-blooded bee. Y'all, listen. This was the football player that was accused of being creepy and group SAing and forcing happy endings with dozens of massage therapist. It was really, really weird. Anyway, they're saying Deshaun Watson, to catch you guys up, served an 11-game suspension in 2022 after more than 24 women accused him of SA and inappropriate conduct during massage sessions. Texas declined to pursue criminal charges against him, but he served a suspension after the NFL and the NFL Players Association reached a settlement. He also had to pay a fine of $5 million and undergo mandatory evaluation by behavioral experts and follow their suggested treatment program. The lawsuit, anyway, right? Tony Buzzy was a lawyer in the case and then came back last year in September with a whole other case after settling those cases. So he has hit Deshaun twice. And I think when Shannon saw him hit Deshaun twice, that's when, like, with 2 lawsuits that were 2 years apart, that's when he was like, maybe I have to fight because you're going double dip. Anyway, get this. On Undisputed, Shannon said that the apology was too little, too late to come from Watson. They said this is Shannon talking about Deshaun. Once the ruling had come down, or you settled the case, it's not skipped. You just come out, say, hey, I can put this behind me. I apologize for anybody that was impacted by my behavior. By what? My behavior? What you have wanted to word it. You got representation. You got people that can word it appropriately and you can move on. That's what should have happened. Once you settle it, you come out, you word it appropriately, and you move on. But when you settle the case and you don't really say anything, I just got to say he's not sorry. So I just think the thing is, the timing is a lot. It has a lot to do with the apology. Skip, timing is everything with the apology, baby. Then he was up there tweeting, trying to bury Deshaun. There was one tweet that was back in the August 4th, 2022 that said, per source, Roger Goodell will not personally handle the Deshaun Watson appeal. He'll designate someone not in the league office to handle it. Shannon Sharp said, I got an idea. What if we let a former judge that's agreed upon by both parties decide? He went on to say, you can't wait till almost all of a sudden you're about to receive more severe punishment and you say, well, I'm sorry for what transpired. I'm sorry I impacted these women. Y'all, this is crazy. This is crazy. I will say this, right? Have y'all heard? I'll play it for you. They said last month a leaked audio clip surfaced of a former NBA player, Matt Barnes, claiming that Shaquille O'Neal was willing to pay large sums of money to uncover negative information on his rival, Shannon Sharp. In the clip, Barnes can be heard saying Shaq is doing it because Shannon did some ish to him back then and kept his name out of it. Now, fast forward to today, Shannon Sharp is facing significant backlash over controversial information was leaked, causing major damage to his reputation. Meanwhile, Shaq is allegedly enjoying Shannon Sharp's downfall behind the scenes. Listen to this audio. Then we go and discuss.
On this kind of time, but I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on our boy. So, again, I don't know if you're on that kind of time or not, but Shaq is known to throw large sums of money around. So, just want to put that out there. Stay quiet.
Yo.
Hey, he said, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back.
Hold on, there's more.
And he's been awful. So that's why he's doing this. But please keep his name quiet. To that. Mm-hmm. Have you guys talked? We haven't.
I'm talking about Shaq.
Shaq feels the way he feels, and he's perfectly fine to feel that way. I said what I said. I still think Shaq is a phenomenal basketball player, even though, he minimized my career. I'm fine. The thing is,
okay, let me stop. All right, so listen, right? What y'all think about that? Now, somebody said, maybe, who did somebody says? Somebody says, I know what goes on in people's bedrooms. As long as it's consensual, it's for sure their business, not mine. But slave reenactment type scenarios, for me, I cannot help. But let me tell you something. I've said it once and I've said it again. If you are a SMEX worker doing race play and you are not homeless on the street. You're doing it because you don't see it's a deal killer. People have limits. If I say I'll pay you $1 million for you to sleep with your father, mother, brother, would you take it? No, because you have limits. If I give you $1 million to go out with the goats and do whatever, would you do it? I would hope not. The point of the matter is people have their limits. And the fact that that's not a limit, it lets me know that you think it's okay, that you don't have a problem with it, that that's not a repulsive thing. Now, granted, you got Huckleberry Finn, right? Uncle Ruckles, Shannon Sharp being like, yeah, baby. Yeah, Michelle, call me an M-word again. My issue with this is I get that people do things in their bedroom and nobody's trying to um, please people's bedroom. But if you are into things that can be turned against you, why are you being so sloppy about it? Again, if you are into BDSM, the price of admission is that if somebody wants to screw you over and say it was not consensual, they probably could. If you are into grape fantasies, the cost of admission is that if somebody wants to turn it around you, it could be very embarrassing. Why was Shannon not? This is what I mean. Like, we are not playing Mammy Squad today. Shannon is a grown man older than all of us or half of us. He is 56 years old. Shannon is a grown man. Why was he not looking out for himself? And also, we cannot deny there was a production assistant on ESPN that Fox and Shannon had to settle with, that they said Shannon choked the girl out. And the girl said, oh, no. We were just playing. No, not the girl. Shannon said, no. We were just playing on Undisputed. You, a production assistant, and said it was some type of game. What type of game y'all play like that for a little woman? You know, again, I get what everybody's saying about Shannon. Oh, this and that. But when is it Shannon's responsibility to protect himself for the lifestyle he wants? You're into that. You want the race, but you want people to embarrass you. You want people to humiliate you. You get off on when they find out you're cheating on them. It looks like, according to this other girl, that you go and you get really violent and really threatening and very this and that. You try to settle with this girl for 20 million and you're not even worth 30 million. Who is giving away 2/3 of their wealth for a nuisance and they're completely innocent? I'll come out and fight it too. He didn't come out the bat swinging. Look at the way Jay-Z handled it. He came out the bat swinging like, I'm not giving you an MF and penny, and no, I'm not meeting up for negotiations. This is all lies. The girl texted him. No means no. You did this. Did Shannon say, you crazy? Did Shannon say, what are you talking about? No, Shannon said, yo, can I call you about this? Because he wanted to take the conversation offline. Shannon has a history of this. And on top of this, when he was talking about Deshaun Watson and everybody else, he wanted that mofo in the ground. So what is really going on? I ask of ye, what is going on? This is not something and listen, we got to stop this in America. I get it. America is very prudish about smecks. I get it. Now, I'm not saying I'm where the wild things are, because I'm not. But at the end of the day, we have this thing that if somebody's a SMEX worker, oh, well, just 5 years ago, if somebody was a SMEX worker, they couldn't be assaulted or what, or DB. Oh, that's what they was there for. If somebody is just provocatively, if somebody is oversight, then all of a sudden they must have been asking for it. We have this thing that if you consent to SMEX once, we're like, well, could he rape you? You see what I'm saying? Could he do it again? We got to get out of that. This isn't about what people do in their bedrooms. This is about consent. And this is about Shannon Sharp being a dummy. A dummy who's into whatever, who was pressed over a 19-year-old, somebody you never should have even been messing with in the first place. She was giving him every desire he wanted. He wouldn't. Again, how is somebody your girlfriend, but you're paying them? How are you? And make no mistake, this ain't the only women that he had around. He was paying other workers. Again, I don't care. Shannon Sharp should have known better. If he's innocent, time will tell. And he's fighting this out. He says he's holding all the cards. But again, how did you even get yourself in this situation, Shannon? No, literally. How did you get yourself in this situation? You know, listen, somebody says maybe the role play is she is a slave owner and he is R-ing her and tells her to yell the N word as as the slave is getting his summer, maybe, but how does that I'm confused. I'm confused. Listen, Black people, if you are involved in race play, come here, Black people, come here, come on. Everybody else, close their ears. If you are involved in race play, you have deep psychological issues. You really do. You are removed from your culture. You like pain. You like humiliation. You like subjugation. But what makes it so attractive to you is the fact that you think that you are not worthy and good enough. It does not matter whether you're raping them, it doesn't matter whether you're forced to. There's something going on that you need to work out. It's not a healthy thing. It's not. And if you are not Black and you are engaging in race play, you are very, very comfortable with racism. You're very, very comfortable. Ask if somebody you love, if you would call them a slur. Ask. If it's somebody you respected, and also, but you're letting somebody disrespect you on a basic level through your whatever. That's like saying that your king is being beat up. Does that mean that, oh my God, doesn't mean she has low self-esteem? No, but I literally pay people to beat me to a pulp. Does that not scream there is something mental in my head? Because why am I letting my body, and then saying that, oh, I like it, this is turning me on so much. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, and this girl, yeah, I do think that she is, because if somebody told her to give some, what was it, some sloppy toppy to Rover, I don't think she'd do it. I don't think she'd do it right now. Hold on really quick. I just don't think that she would do it. I don't think she would do it at all. So because she won't do it at all, right? What is really going on? Anyway, because she won't do it at all, what is really, really, really going on? I think it's about to storm. The sun just left. What is really, really going on? Again, y'all can say what y'all want, but also, how's Shannon going to come back to the NFL? Are you not going to see him dressed in slave cosplay, jumping around, trying to reenact the scene from Sinners? I mean, let's be real. What is actually going on? Again, she coming in. He's like, yo, she's like, shut up, slave, pushing cotton in his mouth. Like, what do y'all think going on? It is the degradation that he gets off on. And people can maybe get off on being degraded, but the fact that that specific degradation and you have someone that does it, nah, no, Shannon, no. And it's weird to me, the people that are defending. Shannon made his bed. Let him stand in it. And listen, if you take out the race aspect, these claims are very, very serious. And the girl has proof. Shannon's lawyer came up on TV last night and said that there is a tape of this girl yelling, no, 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 no. But they said that they had 100 BDSM interactions. So even though she was yelling, no, 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 we shouldn't take her word for it. Has Shannon lost his mind? Like, have you truly lost your mind? Listen, I think Shannon played herself on this. I think Shannon played himself on this one. I think that he saw Jay-Z back Tony Busby down. And I think Shannon, when he was looking at losing that much of his net worth, I think Shannon backed up. And I think he said, we can fight it because nobody can believe Tony Busby. And then he has this lawyer, I believe his lawyer, the old white guy, represented, and I say that because it seems like straight, older white males as a whole just missed the boat. This lawyer, about where we are with women's rights, this lawyer represented Bill Clinton and all this other stuff. He is from the time where Monica Lewinsky was shamed. Where if Monica Lewinsky happened today, well, I don't know what would happen if it happened today because the whole world is burning right now. So I don't know. But if it had happened further down, it wouldn't have gone down like that when Monica Lewinsky was completely whatever. And Bill Clinton went on to raise a nation or birth a nation or whatever. My point of the matter is your lawyer doesn't even get it. You think by saying she's an OnlyFans model, she makes her money by having smecks. Okay, but your client is paying money to have smecks with her, so y'all both pieces of ish, if that's what you want to. Then them saying, oh, well, this is sheer blackmail. It's like he is from an olden time where things were more misogynist, and he doesn't even realize how creepy and weird it's coming apart. Shannon is facing some big deal, some big accusations, you know? Listen, there is a whole tape. There's a whole 10-minute tape. People are like, well, how did it happen? Because she is an OnlyFans model. She likes to film everything at all the time. That's another thing. Shannon, you were saying an OnlyFans model that had video in her house everywhere, and you would know because you went to her site, so you knew, and she taped you and you didn't know, and there wasn't even any NDA set up. Now, I know NDAs don't protect against rape, but my whole point of matter is, what about just them recording your conversations? Or you liked her to tell you to bend over and for her to stick her tongue in your Underground Railroad. It's in the text messages. So like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, thank you so much. Yes, Michelle Crochets. There are 2.2K watching and only 379 likes. Can y'all give me a like, heart, something? Give me some encouragement. Y'all literally trying to do me. Let me shut up. Anyway, what do y'all think about this? I think Shannon Sharp is done. I think he just made the worst mistake of his career. I know he didn't want to give it that $20 million, but he actually should have. They have you dead to rights. And every day there are more and more victims and women coming out here. At the end of the day, a girl has you on tape. They say it is brutal. They said it was violent. And they said she is saying no, no, no a million times. Shannon is trying to say they had over 100 BDSM sessions. That means that you were seeing this girl, damn, in 2 years. That means you were seeing this girl like once a week, paying her to Shannon got a problem. Shannon has a problem. Again, I don't think this has to do with anything with, somebody said this is a message to our black men, wake up. I don't think this has to do with anything with black men. This is Shannon Sharp and that whole little clique that they're in. Because I don't know many men that are paying for somebody to slap them in the face and call them the N word. It's weird. It's a self-hate. If you have that fantasy, okay. But just know that any woman that stands next to you, we know that she's doing the same thing to you. So it's like racist, self-hate. And again, Shannon Sharp needs to be careful because the pipeline to self-hating black men to murderous white women, baby, it's a strong pipeline. And it usually pulls everybody in. I'm just saying, murderous white women and self-hating black men, baby, they go together real bad. And we've seen the way it ended. I'm just saying, listen. Anyway, you guys, listen, let me get out of here. I got some more videos to do. Don't forget, I'm going to be following the Diddy trial. I'm going to look for more info on Shannon Sharp. But in the meantime, hit that like button on the way out. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.